What's going on? What's going on, traders? Welcome to the first weekly Forex cast, man, going into 2024. I'm excited for this year. I'm looking forward to a great year of trading. I hope you all are as well. And honestly, this week is looking like it's shaping up to start off right. All right. As always, starting with the dollar index, we can see that the dollar ended the year bearish. Excuse me, it's ending 2023 bearish, going into 2024, finding some support. We reached down to this level of demand. We're here on a weekly chart, and we can see that this sell-off had to do with some fundamental aspect as well, because the Fed was leaning towards some cuts of rates. Potentially they will be cutting rates this year. So things were shaping up for that potential, but also we see here from a technical perspective, we are at a level of support and prices starting to reject from this level of demand. All right. So if we go down to, let's say, even the 4-hour or even the daily, we can see we're still at this level of support. But if we look to the left, this level right here, this was a level, the last level was at before it made this big pump. All right. So this is where we're finding support now. All right. So I do think this is NFP week. So I do think it is a good chance that we could see a corrective move, a corrective play come on the dollar, especially if we see, we can take our counter trend line here. If we see price hold here and just continues to pump above this level, then we're likely going to see a bigger corrective move up here on the dollar. All right. It's going to be quiet from a news perspective until Wednesday. We got FOMC minutes. And then Thursday, unemployment claims, non-farm employment change for the dollar, prelim CPI for euro, and then Friday is the big NFP day. All right. So as of right now, I am leaning towards bulls on the dollar, but we'll see how things play out. Yen, real quick, looking at the JPY index, dealing with the yen. If you've been following me for a while, you know I heavily trade yen pairs. So to end last week, the yen continued bullish. We had this pump up, breaking above structure. Price came back, retested structure, and just continued up. So I am still bullish on the yen as well going into this week. All right. I do like for price or for the yen to continue to set up to go long this week. All right. So looking at GU, if we look at this on a weekly, we can see that GU basically rejected from this level of supply. All right, if we look to the left, this is a strong level of structure. And looking at this weekly candle, it is showing some price exhaustion. All right, nice wick. It's showing some exhaustion there in the price. All right, so this is an interesting level, psychological level around 1.28. Started rejected from that level. All right, again, always look left to go right. Right, this is a top where price had a big fall from in the past. Okay, so looking at this level, this is a key point of structure that I'll look at right now. You see this zone that's drawn in here. This is a key level of structure. Now, if we look to the left with that zone, you can see here in the past, all right, it became a major level of supply there in the past. So really, if we break below that level, that's a good sign that we're going to head even further to the downside. All right. So this is how I would look at GU. All right. Where it's at now, last week, we see here on the 4-hour, it printed this bearish engulfing, then price ended the week pulling back up and then slightly rejected from that top. Looking to the left, this is roughly around this level of resistance right here. Well, it's at this level of resistance. So this is an area where we could fall. Now, if you want a stronger confirmation for the sell, I would say wait for price to actually have a fall or have a break below structure. If we get a break below structure here, watch for the pullback or the retest, and that's a good opportunity to look for the next wave down on GU. EU, I love the way EU ended the week. All right, so if we look at the weekly first, same thing. We're at a major level of supply. Looking to the left, this is around this level where price had a big fall in the past. All right, and we see here on the weekly, seeing this type of price exhaustion on the weekly is a good sign. that the bears are coming in. All right, so now we go down to the daily, doing the top-down approach, looking to the left again. So we're closing below this level of structure. Looking to the left, right? This is a top of supply. Price is closing below that level. So seeing that, that's a good sign that price is likely to continue in this direction, at least short term, for the next wave. All right, so it have a nice daily close below this level. Now, if we look at the 4 hour, here on the 4 hour price, so price broke structure initially right here and then retested, and then we see we got another breakdown. So here on the 4 hour, we see price printed at bearish engulfing on that retest. All right, so I like for EU to continue short, at least early in the week. So you can also take your counter trend line or your trend line there, and you can actually see that we did get a break of that trend line. All right, as well as, we see we got our moving averages crossing over. So multiple confluence, everything for me is pointing towards bears. All right, look for sales here. So I would say I would like for a slight pullback, maybe on a slight pullback, you could look for that next wave down. All USD, so AU also, we're pushing towards a major level of supply. So it's not a coincidence. All the dollar pairs, we see the dollar index is at a strong level of demand. And now we're seeing major pairs like NU, EU, GU, these all at major levels of supply. So it's lining up with what we see on the dollar. All right. So we see here price is beginning to reject. All right. Because we are at this level. All right. Last time price was roughly around this level, looking to the left, we had a big fall. All right. So now price is showing some price exhaustion there on the weekly. All right. Here on the daily, we see we are beginning to reject a bit. All right. Looking at this on the daily. Right. Price rejecting roughly in this level of supply. Gave us some nice daily rejection. So now here we break this down. I like for this to set up for the next wave down. Okay. Now, I do believe even something like this will hold, right? Something like this. But if you want to wait for even better or more clear confirmation, if price holds there and breaks down here, if it comes down and forms another low here, then that's even a stronger form of confirmation. I would say just look to continue to ride that wave down, maybe on a pullback or retest, and look for the next wave, the next bearish wave down. All right, but I am leaning towards bears on AU. I would say, look, you could look for another confirmed breakdown. But even here, we got our moving averages beginning to cross over. We're holding this top level of supply. So for me, as of right now, things are leaning towards potential sell setups here on AU. USD Swiss franc. So USD Swiss franc has reached a yearly low. This is the lowest that USDCHF has been since 2015. You see here, way over here, this low, right? This is the level that price bounced from. Big bounce, and that's the lowest it's been in like 8 years. You know what I mean? So now it's not a coincidence that price is now finding support. You see, we got this daily rejection. This nice pin bar or nice like bullish hammer formed here on the daily. All right. And we see here on the 4 hour, boom, we got a nice initial pump, impulsive move away from this level. Then we got the pullback, this is pretty much like a double bottom, right? W formation, and price is likely setting up. I believe this could be the right leg setting up for another wave up. All right. So I like buys here on USD Swiss franc. So to go into the week, maybe, either maybe a slight pullback first. That would be ideal if you could get a slight pullback first and then look to catch the next wave. Or if it just continues up from here, you will have to look for the next potential pullback opportunity. But overall, I do like potential buys coming on USD Swiss franc. NZDUSD, same thing, similar outlook that we just went over on all USD. Look to the left, we at this level of supply. All right, last time price was here, price had a nice fall, forming that lower low. All right, so even looking at this here on the weekly, this is downtrend structure. We got lower high here, price formed a low. So we pulled back and retesting this area of lower high structure. And we see we got some price exhaustion there on that weekly candle. On the daily, we're starting to reject from this top, right? This level of supply, beginning to reject. So now, similar as what we saw on AU, it actually looked almost identical, even here on the 4-hour. All right, so we can see price gave the initial rejection from this level. All right, now it gave a slight pullback. So if this holds here, continues to break down here, then that's strong confirmation to continue in that direction. Then you continue to look to ride that wave down. All right. So I do like potential sales here coming on NU. You can even look for potential sales here. All right. Or wait for the stronger confirmation on the breakdown and ride that wave down. Gold. So gold has reached, gold reached that major all-time high right there and then had a nice fall away. Now here on the daily, potential double top, you can see right here at that top. So price on the daily, we see price printed this bearish engulfing shooting star type candle right there. All right. So I do like for gold to potentially set up for another fall. You could always look to the left to go right. You can see even roughly around this top over here, it's lining up with this level, the same levels of structure or supply that it fell from in the past. All right. So I like for this to potentially continue to set up for the fall. You can see it already begun last week, right? It already begun last week. So even if you take this trend line, you can see we got the breakdown. The way I look at it, my MAs, we got my moving averages crossing over. Nice breakdown. You can look at this even on the 1-hour right here. You can see the structure clearly. We had a break, slight pullback, bearish flag, continue, right? Slight pullback. So on these pullbacks, I like for gold to set up for another potential wave to the downside. GJ. So like I said, I am still bullish on the yen going into this week. GJ gave a nice breakdown right here, even on the 4-hour. We can see the psychological level, strong level around 180. Price just had a close below. We had a pull up, then a nice bearish close below. All right, so we could look for price to continue to the downside from here, maybe on the slight pullbacks. Look for another potential opportunity to ride this down, at least down around to these lows of support on GJ. Then EJ as well. EJ gave a nice breaker structure. Look at this on the daily. So right here on the 4-hour, just keep this real simple. Price gave a nice breakdown of structure right here, really like an evening star break of structure. Looking to the left, right? This is structure support, nice breaker structure. So ideally, on this type of setup, I would like to see a retest, slight retest, and look for the next wave down to this level of support. All right, simple as that. That's what I would look for on EJ. And the NZDJPY, same thing as the yen pairs here on the daily. Like I really liked how this played. We had a nice break. Price came into this level. Many will call this like an order block, right? But it's, supply structure, nice supply structure. Price basically formed, this double top right here at this level and had a nice breakdown, right? So on that breakdown, price came to end the week. Price came to retest structure right there. Right, had a nice break, retest, and continuation. So I like for NZDJPY to continue down. Right, we had a nice breakdown, slight retest, continuation. So I like for either maybe a slight pullback first, or like for price to continue to the downside. All right, so these are the pairs on my watch list for the week. Focused on the dollar and the yen, like most of the time. Let's catch some pips, man. Like this year is going to be, I believe it's going to be a big year, nice volatile year for us. It's election year. It's a lot going on. So, hoping we get that real solid volatility. Be sure to tap in if you're new here, like and subscribe. I hope you guys got value out of this. More content coming. And like I said, I plan to give free access those that want to tap into the course, want to tap into signals. I plan to get free access, man. You know, all you gotta do is tap in and use our broker at Sway Markets. So just join the Telegram to be up to date on that. All right, everything will be in the bio or in the description, so you can tap in with us, man. All right, so let's catch these pips and let's make it happen this year. Let's have a great year. Peace.